Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. Today we're diving deep into a story that could significantly shape the future of the Washington Commanders. This isn't just about a signing or a rumor. It's about strategic moves, long-term planning, and how the Commanders are positioning themselves for what could be a very interesting season ahead. While the NFC East has been known for its fierce rivalries, unpredictable turns, and intense battles, the Commanders are quietly making moves that could shake up the division in ways we haven't seen in years. And one of those moves involves a player who, until recently, was part of the Tennessee Titans, wide receiver Treylon Burks. Now, why is this so important? Well, for starters, the situation surrounding Terry McLaurin has been lingering for a while now. Fans have been anxiously waiting to see what the organization will do, whether they'll keep him, trade him, or perhaps look for other options. But the truth is, the Commanders might be exploring alternatives in the free agency market, and Burks has emerged as a very intriguing candidate. Let's take a step back and understand who Treylon Burks is, what he brings to the table, and why this potential signing could be a game-changer for Washington. Burks was drafted in the first round of the 2022 NFL Draft by the Tennessee Titans, a team that had high expectations for him, especially after they traded away A.J. Brown. Coming out of Arkansas, Burks looked like a future star. He had a phenomenal junior year, racking up over 100 yards and 11 touchdowns on just 66 catches. Naturally, many believed he would follow a similar trajectory as Brown, who himself was a dominant receiver in the league. Burks was seen as a big, physical receiver, standing 6'2", and weighing around 225 pounds, an ideal size for an outside receiver, especially one who can play the X role that the Commanders desperately need. But as many of you know, reality didn't quite match those high expectations. Burks' NFL journey has been somewhat rocky. In his first 2 seasons, he played a total of 27 games, but only started 17 of those. That's not necessarily the kind of production or consistency you want from a first-round pick, especially one with such physical tools and potential. Injuries have played a part in that. This past offseason, Burks suffered a broken collarbone, which sidelined him for a significant stretch. It's a tough break, literally and figuratively, for a player trying to find his footing in the league. Despite these setbacks, there's reason to believe that the Commanders could see Burks as a project, someone with the raw talent and physical attributes they need, but who just needs the right environment and development to flourish. And honestly, for the Commanders, who currently have limited depth at wide receiver beyond Terry McLaurin, this makes a lot of sense. Their other options, like Noah Brown, Jalen Lane, or even Deebo Samuel, are decent, but none of them bring the combination of size, speed, and potential that Burks offers. Now, let's consider the schematic fit. Washington's offense has been looking for a true X receiver, someone who can line up on the outside, win contested catches, and stretch the field. Burks, with his size and athleticism, fits that mold perfectly. Especially if McLaurin were to leave or if his production declines in the future, Burks could step into that role seamlessly. It's a long-term investment, yes, but one that could pay dividends down the road. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUB algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Now I know some of you are probably thinking, but what about his development? Can he really turn things around after so many injuries and limited production? That's a fair question. The truth is, at just 25 years old, Burks still has a lot of room to grow. The NFL is a league where players can sometimes take a couple of years to fully adapt, especially those who have dealt with injuries early in their careers. The key here is opportunity. If the Commanders bring him in, give him a clean slate, and a chance to prove himself, he could develop into a reliable target, someone who can contribute not just as a deep threat, but also as a versatile receiver who can run crisp routes and make contested catches. And let's not forget, this isn't a signing that's meant to shake up the league overnight. It's a low-risk, potentially high-reward move. Teams often overlook players who haven't quite lived up to their early hype, but with Burks, the traits are there. His size and athletic profile make him an intriguing prospect, and with proper coaching and health, he could develop into a legitimate weapon for Washington in the coming years. This is the kind of signing that might not turn heads immediately, but it could be the piece that fits perfectly into the puzzle as the Commanders aim to elevate their offense and secure a more consistent attack. Beyond just the player, this move signals something about the Commanders' approach. They're clearly looking for guys with upside, players who can be developed, and who might be under the radar for other teams. It's about building depth, yes, but also about finding those hidden gems that can eventually become starters or key contributors. Especially in a division like the NFC East, where every game counts and every advantage matters, having versatile, young, and hungry players like Burks can make all the difference. Furthermore, the long-term potential here is what really stands out. The NFL is a league where patience and development are often the keys to sustained success. If Washington can get Burks healthy, motivated, and coached up, he could be a real steal. And it's not just about filling a roster spot, it's about strategic planning. The Commanders have been looking to build something solid, and adding a player like Burks, with his physical tools and youth, aligns with their vision of creating a competitive, dynamic offense for years to come. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. The NFC East is evolving, and the landscape is shifting. The Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles, and New York Giants are all making moves, trying to outdo each other, and Washington needs to stay ahead of the curve. Signing a player like Burks isn't just about one player. It's about making a statement that the Commanders are serious about building a competitive team, about investing in young talent, and about not settling for mediocrity. Every piece matters in this puzzle, and Burks could be a key piece in that puzzle, someone who could eventually help the team reach new heights. Of course, everything depends on how the team handles his development, how he recovers from injury, and how well he adapts to the new system. But the fact that the Commanders are even considering a move like this shows they're thinking long-term. They're assessing their roster, their needs, and they're willing to take a chance on someone with upside, even if he hasn't had the most straightforward NFL journey so far. And let's not forget, the NFL offseason is a time of opportunity. Players like Burks, who might have been overlooked or underperforming due to injuries or other factors, can find new life in different environments. The coaching staff in Washington has a reputation for developing receivers and maximizing their potential. If Burks is given the right environment, the right coaching, and a bit of luck with health, he could become a key player in the Commanders' offense. So in summary, this potential signing isn't just about adding another receiver. It's about strategic planning, investing in youth, and building a roster that can compete not just this year but for the foreseeable future. The Commanders are clearly looking at the bigger picture, and Burks could very well be a part of that puzzle. With the division heating up and the NFC East being as competitive as ever, every move counts. And this move, if it materializes, could pay dividends for years to come. The fans should be excited, because this is the kind of move that shows the team is serious about their future. It's about adding talent, about finding those hidden gems, and about building a roster that can finally compete at the highest level. And for all of you out there rooting for Washington, this is just the beginning. We'll keep an eye on how things develop, and I promise, I'll bring you all the updates as they happen. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. Do you think Burks has what it takes to become a key player in Washington's future? Or do you believe they should stick with other options? Whatever you think, let us know. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with even more updates, rumors, and analysis, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. Thanks for being with us today, and let's keep the passion alive for this incredible team.